wanted to see just how routine-oriented Cinnabun was. We are testing if Cinnabun can tell time. I wanted to test if she knew what time of day it was when she got fed. Hello Buns, and welcome back to Cinnabun Sundays, our weekly video series where we talk about all things bunny. And today I am bringing you Cinnabun After Dark. Not really, but we are really in our nighttime element here. I am filming this actually on Saturday night because this week's video was actually a culmination of things filmed at nighttime. So I am no makeup, in my comfies, it's dark outside, so a little bit of a different setup, but hopefully this video will still be just as fun. About 1 year ago, I made a video all about Cinnabun's routine. It was a fun video to make. If you haven't watched it, go ahead and click somewhere up here. I'll have it linked. But essentially it was a video tracking Cinnabun's routine throughout the week and just talking about how rabbits are extremely routine-oriented creatures. I loved that video. It was fun to do, and I thought that for this video, I would take it a step farther. I wanted to see just how routine-oriented Cinnabun was, so this week we are testing if Cinnabun can tell time. Now, not like actually know the time, but I wanted to test if she knew what time of day it was when she got fed and how close her body clock was to the actual clock. So here's how this is gonna work. Cinnabun's routine usually consists of a nap from around 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Around 4, that's when she'll wake up, use the restroom, groom herself, and hang out. And then every night I feed her around 6 o'clock. But to test this, I'm gonna really nail down the times so that I'm not throwing any variables out there. So every single day at 4 o'clock, I'm going to make my way to the living room and sit myself down onto the sofa. I'm gonna sit in the same spot and I'm not gonna move from that spot. That way my movement doesn't alert her of the time of day. I'm not gonna talk to her, I'm not gonna do anything different. Just be there and be ready for when she is ready to ask. And then on top of that, I'm not gonna feed her until 6 every day. That way she doesn't learn that if she asks for dinner earlier, she gets fed earlier. So from that 4 to 6 window, let's see what time she comes in and starts asking for dinner. So the first day of our experiment, she came busting into the living room at exactly 5:32 p.m. and immediately hopped up on the sofa and asked for dinner. It was extremely cute. So that was just day 1, about 30 minutes before her dinner time, but honestly, that's pretty impressive. This is when it gets a little bit strange. On day 2, she came running into the living room at 5:29. That is a 3-minute difference from the day before. However, she didn't hop up on the sofa immediately. She came into the living room at 5:29, just kind of hung out and looked at me, just kind of giving the subtle approach, you know? But then at 5:37, she was like, hey, what are you doing? It's dinner time. But still, that's only a 4-minute difference from the 5:32 when she jumped on the sofa the day before. So that kind of blew my mind a little bit there. I started freaking out, being like, can Cinnabun tell time? So day 3, this is Friday, again, made my way into the living room, sat on the sofa, and this time she came in a little early. She made her way into the living room at 5:18. She loitered around for really just 2 minutes, and then at 5:20, she was on the sofa asking for dinner. Today she was 12 minutes off from the first day and 17 minutes off from the day before, but still that is a 20-minute window that we're working with. And again, there's been no other signals for her to know what time it is other than just her waking up and being like, I'm kind of hungry. So at this point I was like, okay, Cinnabun really does know how to tell time because she is so locked in. But then Saturday, aka today, rolled around and it was a little bit different. She came bursting into the living room at 5:05, which is definitely the earliest she's done all week long. Still within that 30-minute time window, but really early. But what was weird about this is she came running in and she ran up to the sofa, but she didn't hop up on the sofa. She just kind of looked at me. And then at 5:07, she bolted back into her bunny room and just sat on this sofa right here for 30 minutes. Now, because it's a weekend, I actually fed her this morning a little bit later than I typically feed her during the week. So I was like, oh my gosh, what if I've ruined the experiment by doing this? But right when I started panicking, thinking that I ruined everything, she came running back into the living room at 5:43 p.m. And by 5:46, she was hopping up on the sofa. So that is only about a 15-minute window difference from the first day. It was our latest time, but it was still in that range that she's been asking for dinner. So as a reminder, she asked for dinner at 5:32, 5:37, 5:20, and 5:46. That means that the biggest stretch of time that she was off by was 26 minutes, making her average asking time around 5:35. And what's even funnier about that is not only was she asking within a small range of time, she asks in the same way every day. So we're just basically showing again that rabbits are as routine oriented as we say and as we think they are. I would be really interested to see how this shifts once daylight savings comes around, but at least from this I can tell that they really are so dependent on their routine, and even on the day, today, Saturday, when I fed her later in the morning, she still was expecting dinner before 6 p.m., which is when I feed her every single night. So if you are planning on getting a rabbit or you already have a rabbit, make sure that you are ready to also follow a routine, because it's really important to them so that they are able to live happily and comfortably, as we were able to see from this week's experiment. I hope this was fun. I hope this was interesting for you to see, and I hope you got a little kick out of it just like I did, because Cinnabun is a predictable lady. Thanks so much for tuning into this Cinnabun After Dark vibe right here. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye, Buns!